Hey there folks, it's Scott once again and welcome to another video. This time I'm going to be talking about our upcoming matchup of the Cowboys versus Packers. My Dallas Cowboys will be taking on the Green Bay Packers at home at AT&T Stadium. This is going to be definitely a must-win, big game, and of course America's Game of the Week on Fox. It's going to be airing around 3:25 Central Time and 4:25 on the West Coast. But in getting into this game, this is definitely going to be a big one. It's definitely a must-win for sure because, especially the rivalry between the Cowboys and Packers. The last two times we met the Packers, we have lost, and the last two meetings have been at home because of the division round during Prescott's rookie year and the Week 5 game in 2017, ironically, and we're facing them in Week 5. So yeah, I'll kind of go over what the Packers and Cowboys have in terms of talent. It's all going to be coming down to who turns the ball over less and, which defense is really going to get the most pressure and force turnovers and whatnot. And of course, I'm going to start off talking about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, is definitely one hell of a quarterback. He's been 6-2 against the Cowboys for a good while. He's lit us up pretty good. He's definitely not quite the same, but he still can be effective. He will, however, be without Devontae Adams, but he still has a fairly solid wide receiving core with Geronimo Allison, Marquez Scatlin, who was a fifth-round pick last year with some good speed. You also have Shepard, who is a rookie this year, but you also have Jimmy Graham, who's not quite as great, but he can still be effective as well. But the problem was with the offense is mainly because of the running back, Aaron Jones, who did have a good game against us in Week 5 of a couple years ago in 2017. But that's really their only legit running back because Jamal Williams got injured in the last game against the Eagles, and he's going to be out for a while. And and their defense for the Packers, they do have a good defensive backfield with Justin Keene, who's actually going to be out for this game. They still have Jameer Alexander, and they have another cornerback from the second round, Josh Jackson, who was from last year. And then, of course, you have the safeties in Adrian Amos, who was signed in free agency from Chicago. Then you have the rookie Darnell Savage, who actually kind of wanted, but the Packers got him in the first round as their new safety, free safety specifically. Eventually, he will probably be a premier player in the league at some point, but probably just not yet. But anywho, in the linebackers, they have Martinez, which I guess is okay, but they seem to be kind of average or below average. They have Preston Smith, but he's previously from the Skins, so it's kind of a draw with him. And of course, you still have A-Rod, who still can be effective when, thrown downfield. I don't know if it's because of the new scheme or just the fact that age is catching up with Rodgers. And the new head coach, Matt LaFleur, he was previously the offensive coordinator for the Titans, and who knows? They can still pretty much light you up, but probably not just as well. But the thing is, if our defense is to have a good game, and I do think we have a good defense, probably not the best, but still good. I still like to think it's going to be better than 2017's defense, especially when you have Robert Quinn on one end, and then you have DeMarcus Lawrence on the other. Even though he's kind of struggling with an injury, you do have Malik Collins, either Christian Covington, or maybe the upcoming rookie Tristan Hill, and possibly maybe Antoine Woods. I don't know if he's going to play; he's still questionable. And on the Green Bay's O-line, it's still actually good, but they still have a couple questionable players. I believe one of them's Beluga and David Bakatari, whatever, if that's how you pronounce his name. Excuse me. But anyway, you slice it, they have a solid line, but I do think our D-line could get some pressure, and you got to hit Rodgers early. I think it will start to affect him at some point. He rarely throws turnovers, but I think he's about due for one. So, any way you slice it, it's all about getting pressure in Rodgers' face and making him throw some some not so good throws, and having him, and of course Rodgers can be dangerous outside of the pocket because he can run, but if we limit that effectiveness to a degree, if our D line's able to pressure him up and contain him to some degree, we definitely have a shot to win. And our offense, we can still be pretty effective because we may have lost Tyron Smith, but Cameron Fleming is a decent backup. I'm not sure if we're gonna do well on offense. I like to think we will. I'm pretty sure we won't lay an egg badly as we did in the Saints game. But it all depends on the play calling and the game planning by Kellen Moore. Hopefully Garrett doesn't fucking interfere. Hopefully he allows Kellen Moore to make the adjustments, the pre-snap motions and everything. Just confuse, put people in motion, be creative on the run game because the Packers' overall defense cannot stop the run. But then again, the Saints, I'm trying to remember. I think they were not that great about the pass. I don't know if they were great on the run either, but they stuffed us. But I believe we might be able to run on them this time. But who knows? Maybe the Packers defense might be able to stuff that. But I believe Kellen Moore will be able to create a pretty crafty game plan that will take advantage of our strengths. Do a little run RPO, run play option, stuff like that. So run Dak, run Zeke, play action. That's the key right there. Play action. That will definitely keep the defense on its heels. So either way you slice it, it all depends on who executes. That's the big problem in that last Saints game, which I'm definitely over with. I've been over it for several days. It's all about executing. It's all about hitting the receivers in stride. You name it. Making sure that we can get all those make sure we can open up running lanes for Zeke or Pollard. Use our weapons to an effective degree. And make sure we can use time of possession in our favor to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field. Because, like I said, he can still be effective even though he's kind of having a down year, but you never know with him. He always played us pretty well, especially at home, and we have not beaten at home for never. But I like to believe this time it will change, especially with the improvements we made on the D-line. Byron Jones was previously at free safety a couple years back. Now he's at corner. Xavier Woods is now manning that position. Like I said, we didn't have Quinn. We had David Irvin, who was a good defensive tackle, but he's no longer with us because he's just a weirdo. Not a weirdo, but just his heart wasn't in football. But you have guys like Lawrence Quinn, you have Malik Collins, Covington, or, maybe Tristan Hill, possibly Antoine Woods, or maybe Tyrone Crawford if he's able to play in this game. And then, of course, you have Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, you name it. If our defense can get some pressure on Rodgers and contain him, we have a chance to win this game. And if our offense, is able to get something down the field, whether it be throwing or running, we can win this game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but if it is, hey, great. It's about time we fucking beat the Packers at home for once, because that's what I want to see happen. And I see maybe a 27-17 type game if we're lucky. Or 24-17, I don't know. But it all depends on whether we can contain Rodgers, like I said before, slow him down, and also slow down that running game, because Aaron Jones managed to have a good game against us 2 years ago. But because they don't really have another running back behind him other than the rookie. But yeah, you never know. These games can go either way. That's what I'm somewhat concerned about, and I'm concerned about our offense. I'm concerned on both fronts. Which team is going to definitely show up, because either way you slice it, one team will be leaving 4-1. I definitely believe it will be us, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. But you know what? Go Cowboys! Let's get this W. Let's prove to the world that we're not a fake 3-1 team and that we're for real. Let's make a statement this coming game and beat the shit out of the fucking Packers. Let's fucking crush them too if we can. I would love to see that. But it's the NFL, so. Once again, go Cowboys. Let's get this W. Woo! Later.